I am so excited that we are sitting across from each other right now. Shawn, you are called the world's greatest formulator, and nutritional supplements and the benefits of a dietary supplement are all about the formulation. How did you get this title, and can you tell us a little bit about your background?
I got a master's from Chapel Hill, UNC Chapel Hill in nutritional biochemistry, got my RD, registered dietitian, became a certified sports nutritionist through the ISSN. I'm now a fellow in the ISSN, and I speak all over the world on supplements. And I'm just, people know me as the world's greatest formulator, but I've also patented several novel ingredients, T-cream and dynamine in the energy space, some ketones that are very popular. So I've just been blessed.
What I want to know from you is, having formulated for all these years, what are some of the things that people should be knowing and understanding that maybe we don't as a consumer when we go to the shelf, when we go online, when we're looking to transform our own health?
Yeah, it's so frustrating when people tell me supplements don't work. Supplements are garbage, and they're so powerful for me, and there's so much good research on them. The problem is people aren't using the correct ingredients. They're not using them at the right doses, and it's not all their fault. I think we have to do a good job at educating them, but there's a lot of scams. There's a lot of loopholes, and one of the biggest frustrations for me is proprietary blends.
So for everyone that's watching, if you go into your cabinet and you pull out your dietaries, you take your vitamins out and you turn them around and you look at the back, a lot of times it will be clear and it will say vitamin A or vitamin C, and it will give you the milligram. It will give you exactly what it is and the type of ingredient that's in there. Now, not everybody has a biochemistry background, so a lot of us are not necessarily going to understand what that means, but that's one piece. But what you're talking about is when you turn and you look at the back of the label and it says proprietary blend. What does that mean, and why is it there?
Originally meant to protect intellectual property, and maybe you've done a study on a blend of ingredients at this dose. But it's typically used now to show all these ingredients. People say, oh, I like this ingredient. I know that ingredient. I've seen this one. People have talked, Dr. Oz talked about that one. Right. So they're all in there. All these ingredients I've heard of that I know are effective for inflammation, for pain, for my brain. I've heard of all these. The problem is, like we were talking about, they're not in there at the right doses. And typically in a proprietary blend, if you're saving money, you put the least expensive ingredients, the bulkiest ingredients mass-wise first, because they go in order of descending mass. And the most expensive ingredients are fairy dusted at the end. Sometimes like 1 milligram of an ingredient you might need 500 milligrams of, 1,000 milligrams of. But it's in there at a nominal dose just so they can list it and you see it on the label. And is that product going to be effective? No. But people don't understand why these products aren't effective. But if you're buying a product, there's one product that's $40 that has full disclosure, full transparency, that lists it the way you're talking about. And there's another product that's $14. There's a reason for that price differential. And so, sometimes you really do get what you pay for.
For you personally, do you incorporate nutritional dietary supplements into your life? Like, what is it that you're looking for?
Yeah, so I'm broken.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
In the purest sense of the word, I'm just honestly, I have issues with my health that I've always been battling. I have autoimmune issues like Hashimoto's syndrome. I have chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia that I've battled ever since I had mono about 22. And ever since then, I've had those issues. And then I also had a pituitary adenoma, which is a brain tumor. It's a benign one, but it still wreaks havoc on my hormones and neurotransmitters, my circadian rhythm. But that one really changed things for me because there's a good chance that I could get a brain tumor that is cancerous at some point. So I have my issues, and I've always dug in for answers to make my life a better life, to get more energy, to get more quality of life, to not feel tired all the time, to not feel run down to not worry about if I'm going to die soon, right? And so, I want to get the highest quality life I can get, especially as a high achiever. I work probably 80 hours a week. And it's very difficult if you're battling energy issues already to try and carry that off.
So how do nutritional dietary supplements interface with you?
Yeah, there's some really good ingredients that are kind of core to me, like in a class of like adaptogens that I feel like help with normalization of a lot of body processes. If you think of this class like ashwagandha, rhodiola, ginseng, they're all in like this class of adaptogens.
Yeah.
And
Can
they
you
help.
explain, I'm sorry, can you explain what an adaptogenic ingredient, a herb, because those are all adaptogenics herbal supplements?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So can you explain what an adaptogenic herbal supplement is and why they're so beneficial to you?
They tend to normalize processes. So if you're high blood pressure, hypertensive, if you're low blood pressure, hypotensive, if you're high blood sugar, hyperglycemic, you're low blood sugar, hypoglycemic, all these processes, hypogonadal, hypergonadal, like high in hormones, low in hormones, like androgens, testosterone. These things tend to normalize you. They improve your sleep, but they improve your focus. They help you kind of bring normality if you're someone who's too low on energy and you're somebody who's too high on energy and you just feel nervous energy all the time. This helps normalize you. So you just feel centered, which is where we want to be, right? So these adaptogenic herbs bring you to, I think, what would be an optimal state, human optimization, if you will. So that's what I do.
Thank you so much. It's really incredible to learn from you and get your perspective. And I'm excited to keep following you in the future and seeing where you take us.
Thank you.